This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we've got a special for you guys. We've got two double feature episodes of the brand new premium tanks, the Skorpion G and the Patton KR. So both of them are tier 8 medium tanks. They're both in the new package. I'm not 100% sure how much they cost. I would imagine quite a bit. Luckily, Wargaming has given the community contributors, and I am one of them, access to these tanks so we can do reviews for you guys. So you guys can make an informed decision on whether you want to buy them or not. And I will say this right now. I've played the Patton tonight, and I've played the Skorpion G. I love the Skorpion G. I love it. Okay? So here's the thing. It's got the mobility of a Jag Panther 2. It's also got a 128mm cannon, like the Jag Panther 2. Now the gun's not as good as the Jag Panther 2, and I'm just going to throw that out there. It's good, but it just seems like it's a little bit wonky compared to the Jag Panther 2. That being said, this tank has no... There you go. First shot, 500 damage on the other Skorpion. This tank has no armor. It has very little gun depression and no elevation either. So keep that in mind. This is a gun platform that is essentially just a gun platform. But it's mobile. That is the saving grace of this thing. If it was just another 128mm German tank destroyer, I mean, it would be meh. But with that mobility and the 360-degree turret, it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. This first match goes relatively well. We get to sling it out long range and hold down Death Valley here with some help. And then in the next match, you're gonna see me get up in there and showcase the mobility of this tank even better. Now, I'm using gun rammer, and I'm using the GLD shot out. And we track him, of course, because, you know, finishing off a tank that has no health right there would have been impossible. Plus, you get the fact that nobody could shoot him until after he fixes his track in true Spartan Elite fashion. So, but as you can see, this is mobile, and that's the best part about it. Like, it is extremely mobile. Now, you gotta watch. With mobile tanks, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. But you also get the added bonus that it has the turret. And that turret, though, it doesn't have gun depression or elevation, for all intents and purposes. I mean, it's still really, really solid. Now, there we track the T-32, and even though we track him, he immediately takes off. So, you know, that's a thing. But this thing, I'm not joking, it is very, very good. And it feels more like a lead up to the Guerrilla 15. It's not, you know, 60, 70 kilometers an hour Guerrilla, but I mean, this thing will do 50 kilometers, you know, right up there with the Jag Panther 2. And I've tried to get a cheeky shot on that AT-15, but he decided not to pop through until after I'd already pulled up. Now, here's where we're going to get ourselves into a little bit of trouble. But look at this shot out on the T-28 Crot, and we just absolutely nuke him for 500. Now, he gets a shot into us. Somebody else, I believe, gets a shot into us as we turn. We got the AT-15, and we put a shot through his machine gun port. And as you can see, like the thing is very, very nice. I love this tank. I may end up asking Wargaming if I can buy it from them. You know, just one of those where I keep the tank and I buy it. So that's how good this tank is for me. Now, if you're not a tank destroyer player, but you're a medium tanker, I think you'll like this as well, because it doesn't have armor, and it is a bigger tank than the RHM-46, so you don't have quite the camo rating, and you're not going to bounce any shells like you do occasionally in the Jag Panther 2. But I mean, just the mobility and the ability to just reach out and touch people for 500 damage a shot, I mean, it's hard to beat. Now, we got 3 tanks left. We've pretty well steamrolled these guys, so it's time to push up. The heavy tank has engaged those guys from the right side. The tank destroyer's on the left side, I believe, and that leaves their artillery in the back corner. Heavy tank's probably going to be dead before I get there. Jag Panther 2's probably going to be dead before I get there. But we can at least try, right? Nope, Jag's dead. Heavy tank's not long for this world. Now he's dead. And can we roll up and at least get the artillery? Now, I don't recommend doing what I'm about to do, but you never know. It could hit and then you get the kill. In this case, it does exactly what you'd expect. It dirts. Now, I tried to use it like the Gorilla 15, where you auto-lock, you stop, and within a second, it's already aimed in. Well, this has a little bit slower aim time, so you got to keep that in mind. But still, the aim time really isn't bad in this with GLD. So what do we end up with? 2,864 damage, 1 kill. This was my first match in this tank, and I've already got the Tier 3 Mastery Badge. Not bad, but nothing compared to my next match. So we're on Kane, and I said this is gonna showcase just how nice this tank destroyer can be, because you get lots of room to run around. And I am gonna make a mistake in this, and I am gonna die, and it's gonna cost me some potential damage that could have made this even better. But before all that happens, you're gonna see exactly why this tank is dangerous. And just look at it. I mean, it's not a bad looking tank, and those Skorpions on the front of the turret, those are awesome. So that's awesome too. But yeah, so this thing, there's really nothing bad about it other than that it doesn't have gun depression and it doesn't have gun elevation. That's it. Everything else is a plus. It's got decent camo. I mean, I don't get detected like crazy. I mean, they will detect you, but it's not ridiculous. It's got good mobility, good maneuverability, and at first I'm just like trying to figure out where I should go in this match. So it's a little bit slow to build up, but eventually you'll see just how nasty this little thing can be. So we go up here initially. We're like, let's see what we got. We'll pull up next to this watchtower and maybe just look and see what we get. And then the first tank that gets spotted is a Jag 88. Now the problem with a Jag 88 is he's too close and he's below the surface. I can't touch him. And I'm not about to pull up to the ridgeline to shoot down on him. A, he's got an 88, which is a DPM gun. B, I have no armor. C, he'll spot me, and everybody else that's sitting back there undetected will absolutely annihilate me. So I make the decision to fall back. Now this game's gonna come... Sorry, my throat's still messed up from the hot pepper challenge. So this game's gonna come down to me and another Skorpion just running back and forth, causing a mess for the enemy. I immediately after that guy gets engaged, I pull back, I go to the right, and I'm just gonna move as far down the right side as possible. And you see, I keep coming back towards the center, and then I keep changing my mind. But that's where this tank is fine. Like, you can do that. You have the mobility that you're not just wasting, you know, the entire match driving around, even though it does feel like, I mean, we're almost, what, 3 minutes into the game almost, and we have yet to fire a single shot. So, a lot of people will be like, oh, that's, you know, you're not getting any damage. Now, in hindsight, I could have went to the left and helped those guys out and been able to absolutely annihilate people. But you don't know. So, you pick your spots. Now here, I'm going to make a bit of a risky move, but I feel like I can just poke the gun up and be able to shoot these guys. Wait for it. Tiger 131. There it is. I can hit him. Pow. 568. A bit of a high roll. And we just back off. Get reloaded. And the load time, because it's 128, isn't terrible. And then I just assume he's still tracked. He is. And that's the end of the game. So, end of the game. Yeah, that's the end of his game. It's not the end of this one. This one's just getting heated up. Now, they're actually winning at the moment. And the other Skorpion G called this a loss at the beginning of the game. because he just assumed that we were all going to get ourselves killed and nobody was going to do anything right. And, oh, hello, IS-2. Where you at? There you are. And got out. There we go. 515 right through the side of him. He immediately gets finished by the IS-3. And we're just keeping on going. Now, we've went from 0 damage to over 1,500 damage that quickly. Or close to 1,500 because we actually killed the 131 there, so that was probably less than 500. But, you know, who's counting, right? So we're just going to go ahead. I see that the left side is struggling a little bit. They're saying great shot, so I don't know how bad it is. But I'm going to go ahead and relocate and try to get shots on targets. Because if we can get to a good position, there's a potential that those guys will spot people, and we'll be able to just sit here and tee off on them from the middle. So that's the plan. That's what me and this other Skorpion, as you can see, who's right next to me, are thinking. He goes more of a direct path. I take the long route because I really don't want to get spotted. He pulls up and he's like, "Oh, why am I detected?" I'm like, "Yep, that's why I went the long way." And then I'm just going to go ahead and move past him and take the rock to the left. And that'll allow me to get better shots onto the center. And, oh, hello. Can we get a shot? No gun depression. Nope, just can't quite get the gun down. We're spotted. That's no bueno. Time to get out. Now, we pull over to the left side and see if we can't help these guys a little bit. What do we got? We got a heavy tank with his back to us. Auto lock, let it aim, pull the trigger. You know, his back is facing us. The odds of us missing that shot are slim and none. And then T-34, lead the shot, and pow. You can see I just let him a hair too much. It's a shame, but it's a thing. T-34-2 again. I'm just like waiting for him. He's going to come out from behind the rock any second, and never mind. T-28 prot shut him down. That's good. So we've got 4 hits. We've got 2 kills. What can we do? Now I'm moving across open field. IS-3's out in the open. I stop, auto lock, aim in, pull the trigger, 438 through the side of his tank. Unfortunately, the other guy either bounces or misses, and he's still alive. That's going to come back to bite me. That low roll that saved his life right there just hurt me really bad in a minute. So, remember that. Now, this thing gets 1,150 hit points, which isn't bad for a tank destroyer tier 10 or tier 8. It's actually, you know, right in the neighborhood. I think the Jag Panther 2 gets 1,200, so it's right there. But again, this thing doesn't have any armor, so anything that shoots at you will hurt you. And Tiger 1, you can hit me, but I can hit you harder. And again, another low roll. Now this thing, it can roll over 500 as you've seen, but it tends to be, you know, 450 to 500. You'll get rolls over 500, but most of the time you're not going to hit 500. And come on, what we got? Oh, shot out. Got him, 383 and a kill. So now we've got 7 hits and 2 kills. Now I know this IS-3's here, and my plan is to roll up on this IS-3 and ruin his day. I know I can take a hit from him, but I also know he's a one-shot kill. And he's spotted, but there's also a little cockroach right around the corner. And cockroach. Now, you saw that I was aimed right on target. I pulled the trigger, and unless he just bounced a 128mm round point blank, you know, that's just not fair. But I end up dying. It was my mistake. Team's gonna move up. They're gonna absolutely ruin everybody from that point. And I finished the game with 8 hits and 3 kills. And I believe the damage is gonna be, you know, relatively decent. I mean, for a tier 8 tank destroyer, hitting 3,500 damage in a match is not bad. And it was enough to already get my ace tanker badge. So I've got the ace mastery badge, and I only played 7 games in the tank. Part of that's probably just there ain't many people playing it yet, but I love tank destroyers. You guys know this, and this is a very, very good one. So, personally, I'm considering buying the tank. So, that being said, you know, I think I'll wait until I can buy the tank instead of, you know, going and buying the $150 bundle or whatever it is. But anyway, 3,542 damage, 3 kills, 800 assisted, 135 blocked, mastery badge, sniper, second on the leaderboard. Not bad. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.